Hi, Wave families. Welcome back to What Does Wave Mean to You? This time we have a couple of alumni joining us to tell us a little bit about their experience at Wave. All of them played for Wave for a really long time, so really excited to hear some stuff from them. So we've got Maddie Fields. She went to Mission Vista and she went to University of Wyoming. We've got Savannah Rennie, Torrey Pines alumni, and she played at Cal. Savvy Simo, everybody knows Savvy. She is also Torrey Pines alumni and currently still at UCLA. And then we've got Kaylee Wood, who played at CCA and also went to Columbia. So all over North County, all over the country with our schools as well. So excited to hear more from you guys, and we're just gonna dive right in. So Maddie, I'm gonna start with you. And what do you miss most about Wave?
I would say that I just miss like the culture of Wave the most, and everyone says this, but it's seriously just like a family. And I've built relationships with teammates and coaches, and I just miss like walking into the gym and being excited to see everyone, and working in the gym and just enjoying my teammates and coaches.
I feel that. I miss that now. So I can only imagine like being 4 years out. Okay, Savannah, what was one thing you learned while you were at Wave that you carried with you through your life so far?
One thing of many I learned is to be perpetually dissatisfied of where I'm at, especially through adversity, and do it with drive and passion, because it'll get you far, and sometimes it can get you farther than the physical ability you have. I definitely learned that, especially being surrounded by such high-level volleyball players my whole career there, like being pushed by them and just seeing their competitive edge made me perpetually dissatisfied. And that's definitely one thing I've learned by being there. And it definitely carried on through Cal and through my life events as well.
Yeah, that's a huge Brennan statement. I think we've all heard that from him. Be perpetually dissatisfied. That's a good one. All right, Savvy, sorry. What's your favorite Wave memory?
I have so many, and I have so many off the court with my teammates, like going ice blocking. I don't know if that's even, we'd go ice blocking at Lone Fane. It was so fun. But I think my on the court best memory, I think it was, I don't know what year it is or even what qualifier, but I think we beat, was it Top Select, Rachel, when we were down? We lost the first set like 25-8. And then we came back, we beat them in 3, and it was a super gnarly team in a really gnarly qualifier, and we beat them, and it was like one of my favorite memories ever. We kind of had a similar thing with Encore, I think was the team. So just like these epic comeback stories with like the best team ever, the best staff ever, and like I'll never forget those memories.
Yeah, that top select match is like one of the highlights of my coaching career. And when Savvy says we lost the first set, it was like 25-5. Like
so bad.
And it was a team that like, it was like right when they split 17s and 18s from nationals. It was like that first year. So it was a 17s team that had already qualified in 18 Open and already qualified in 17 Open. And the cards were stacked against us massively. And then all of a sudden we just decided we were going to be really good at volleyball. All of a sudden. Carly Jolson actually might be joining us, so she might jump in here in a second, but we're going to move on to Kaylee. Kaylee, what do you love most about Wave?
Ooh, I would say the energy. Like, I think it's just unparalleled at Wave, whether it's the music when you walk in or like coaches at the front desk waving at you, and even just like the way that like every age group is still interconnected. Like you don't feel like you're any less because you're younger or older or whatever. And especially the open gyms over the summer, like everyone's just together and having fun and balling out, and that's just like an energy that you can't create elsewhere. So yeah, I would say that's my favorite.
Love that. All right, Carly Jolson is here. She is another Torrey Pines alumni, and she also played at UCLA, so that's exciting. And Carly, we're just going through a couple questions. If you're ready to answer one, I'll throw one at you.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Let's go with, what do you love most about Wave? We'll ask you the same question we just asked Kaylee.
The thing I love most about Wave is the family and community. I always felt like whatever was going outside of the world, whether it was schoolwork or any issues, anytime I came to Wave, it was kind of like I took a step away from that, or got like to be my own person and got to see like my family or some of my closest friends that I didn't see every day, you know, at school. And it kind of brought people from all over the community in San Diego together as one. So I would say that's my favorite thing, would just be like the family that I created at Wave, and that I still like feel part of that family and can still communicate with them and be close to them.
I would agree with that one too. Okay, I'm going to ask everyone the next question. So the question is, who at Wave made the biggest impact on you? That can be a teammate, that can be a coach, it can be another athlete that was older than you when you were there. It can be a coach you never had, but maybe you took lessons from them, or maybe it's somebody that you've created a relationship with after you've left. Just someone who's a part of the Wave family that has made a big impact on you now and before. So Savannah, I'll start with you.
Okay, so I have a lot, but I'll kind of narrow it down. I think my last year there was 2014. It was kind of weird because I graduated early, so it's like my years are all messed up. But that last team I had was my last nationals, and it wasn't like going to be my last nationals. But that team and the coaches included, so it was Judd and Brent Hilliard and Red. They really taught me how I wanted to be coached, and they really knew how to coach me as a player. Like I could never pinpoint how I wanted to be coached, and they really hit it on the head, and they took my level of play as well as my team's to a whole new level. And we had a lot of adversity during that year. We didn't qualify at a qualifier. We got the open like bid, and we went in at 28th, and we ended up getting second and beat the first and third seeds in a pool play. And that whole squad really taught me, like through adversity, like anything's possible if you just put the hard work and the effort and the focus into it, because those months leading into it, the coaches really honed in on us and really taught me how to coach and how I wanted to be coached, as well as the most effective way. And I think that's just so, it really impacted me moving on with my career into college, because I could recognize and communicate with my coaches at another level, and that really affected me. And to this day, those coaches always come to mind to me as coaches that I'm like, wow, that really hit a trigger with me. And that team that I had really responded, and they knew how to coach our team as a whole. So I really just took that, and they really impacted me as I moved on, because it was my last year and I wanted to make the most of it, and they really helped me do that. So yeah.
That was a kind of a hodgepodge team too, not in like the sense that you guys weren't good, but it was a group of girls that like hadn't played together for a really long time. And
yeah, it was a team we put together kind of last minute.
Yeah.
We had a girl come from another state. Like we didn't know how it was going to turn out, and it really didn't turn out that great till the end there. We didn't know if we were going to even make nationals, which was really scary for us. We've never not. So it was awesome at the end there. We got second. We lost to Coast, but we talk about that. But it was awesome to even get there. Ranked 28th going in and beating TAV and Spiral, who were ranked 1 and 3 in pool play. We just flipped the tournament. Everyone was so confused, and it was awesome.
That's so crazy. I remember that because we finished, I think we were 15s. We finished, we flew back, and then we like had a couple of the girls in the Wave team room to watch the final live. And it was like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
in our time. So
I had a torn up ankle too, so that was quite interesting.
Yeah, and you still played and like ran slides like a beast. So
Cool baller.
we can all take a little page out of Savannah's book. Okay, Maddie, I'll move to you. Who is someone, or who are some people that made an impact on you while at Wave?
So I would say that it's definitely Rachel, Kevin, and Brennan, like were the 3 coaches that really impacted me the most. But I'm going to pick you, Rachel, as the biggest, because you not only showed us how to, well, me and my teammates, but how to be like a good volleyball player, but like even bigger than that, you showed us how to be a good teammate and how to just be like a good person outside the court, like in general. And I mean, I still have built a relationship with you, and you still give me advice on things, and you've just been a mentor and a friend. And you know, you've showed us how hard work and just how to inspire us to be good athletes and good people.
Thanks, Mads. That's so cute. Kind of awkward, but super cute. All right.
You're awkward.
All right, Carly, I'm going to jump to you. Who is somebody who made an impact on you, or some people that made impacts on you all at Wave?
I think this was kind of an obvious one, but this would be Brennan and Kristen. Those were, I had Coach Ogle for my first year, but other than that, Brennan and Kristen coached me throughout the rest of my Wave career. So those two definitely had a big impact on me, kind of like a father-mother type of impact. But I mean, just starting at a young age, and first of all, them moving me to a libero position, like I always wanted to be a hitter and thought I knew everything. And then they're like, no, I don't think that's this thing for you. So just them. I mean, growing up, I guess at Wave, I don't know, volleyball I always had a passion for, but them kind of really finding a deeper meaning of like why you're doing this, why you're coming every day into the tent, spending all these hours in the gym when you could be like going out with your friends or going to the beach. So they really like made me find the love of the game, and like pushed it to a whole new level, and obviously wanted to see me and our whole team succeed and go play volleyball in college. And that was like, we were like their kids, like nothing else mattered to them besides our team, which I think is rare to find. And I know a lot of the Wave coaches are like that, but they really put us before everything. And even outside of volleyball, I mean, calling girls, seeing how they're doing at home and school, they really went above and beyond just in our lives and volleyball careers. So I would definitely say Brennan and Kristen.
Carly, if you can hear us, I know that the feeling is mutual from the Dean household. They feel the same way about you and your entire team. So you're definitely like the first kid, like you and Wally, man. You're right. All right, Kaylee, I'm going to jump to you. Who made an impact on you while at Wave?
I'd say Juliana for one. Like I had her for 3 years straight. She took me as an underside pin hitter, which I don't even know why she let me hit, but believed in me. We won and got a bid at Reno, and that was like one of my favorite memories with her. And then just like transitioning into junior, senior year of high school and like having her as my club coach, like anyone who knows her knows that she has the most tenacious energy and like so much passion for the game, and somehow that woman literally always wins. Like no matter how, like she just wins all the time. But she does it in a way that like she makes you feel that passion, and she makes you remember why you're playing. And I thought it was just so powerful playing for her, and never really understanding like when coaches were like, oh, like don't forget, like you're gonna miss the game one day, and like you kind of take that for granted sometimes. But like looking back, especially after finishing my collegiate career, like listening to her words and hearing like and seeing the way she like emulated that every day and like pushed her players every day was incredible. And then also to echo what Maddie was saying, Rach, you also are just like a one of a kind. Like you wear so many different hats for Wave, and even just like with recent, like I don't know, just the social media stuff, and also being there for young athletes, especially women. I think it's been so cool to see how my sister, the younger girls, like just people of all ages going through Wave have leaned on you as a mentor, as a coach, and as a friend. And I think that's a special place. So you definitely are one of them as well.
Thanks, Kay. Appreciate you. Kaylee played for me in high school, for all you Wave people out there that don't know. Special. Kaylee, you're a special human being. All right, Savannah, Marie.
I knew you were going to do that because you always call me Savannah, but I mean, there's another Savannah.
I know, it's hard not calling you Savannah when there's another Savannah. I could be both Sav, but it's just confusing.
Even more confusing.
Exactly. Well, I can't really say that I have even just a couple of people that have made an impact on me. I've played at Wave since I was 9, and I still have amazing friendships and relationships with coaches and players at Wave. I mean, I have to start with Brennan. He was the guy who literally taught me how to hit a ball, and helped me find my way to UCLA, and he coached me at Torrey Pines. So he's had the biggest impact on me, you know, just as a volleyball player. He got it all started for me. And then people like Judd and Hilly and Red, that was an incredible team for me. And I still can, Judd's like a second dad to me. And there's just people like that have always been there. People like Gina that always put a smile on my face. And then, you know, I look at, you know, now I'm 4 years after Wave, and I still, you know, I did a Zoom FaceTime or a Zoom call with Maddie Fields, Kiki, Bryn Chandler, and Bronte, like, and then Rachel and Kevin were even in it, and we were all just hanging out and talking. And I think that the fact that I still have that good of a relationship with my teammates this long after has just been incredible. And I think more than anything, Rachel and Kevin have made the biggest impact because they taught me so much about volleyball, but also just about, you know, how much more important it is to build relationships with people, and how much more important it is to be a good person than it is to be a good volleyball player. I talked with Rachel about that in an interview just a couple days ago. And the fact that I can pick up the phone and call either of them at any time and just ask for advice, just grab a bite to eat and just chat, I think it's really special. So, I mean, there's so many people, but, you know, I'm lucky to have played at Wave for that long and have made that many good connections.
I think we're all a little biased, but I would say it's a pretty great place. All right, we're gonna wrap it up, but I want to give you guys the opportunity to just give any advice to younger athletes that are moving through the club system. I mean, like Maddie, you didn't play your entire career at Wave. Kaylee, you either. You guys both came in at different points in your career, and then we've got other people that played their entire life there. So any advice now that you pretty much are all out of college? Sav's going to go back for another year, and maybe other Sav too. That's confusing. Okay. But now that you guys are kind of out of the club scene and it's not what your life is wrapped up in all of the time, do you have any advice for our current athletes?
I could start.
Perfect.
Yeah, I definitely do. And I kind of talked to A-Team's team last time I was in the gym and I was playing with them. It doesn't last forever. It ends, and you'll never get an atmosphere like it ever again. College is nothing like it. It's smaller. Obviously, you only have your team, but Wave is a family and it's many teams, and you'll never get the atmosphere like it ever again, and you'll never be able to play club again. Like, you can play college for 5 years or 6, but club comes and goes, and before you know it, it's gone. And just to make every moment in that gym count, every rep, every conversation, every, I don't know, comment that you make, like, it can impact a person in such a positive way if you say something right. And every rep, and just tomorrow's not guaranteed. And I mean, I think we all kind of figured that one out with this whole pandemic going on, that tomorrow's not guaranteed and things can end in an instant. And from personal experience, that can happen. And it's just, you don't want to take a day for granted. And especially in the gym, playing a game that you love and with your teammates and your sisters and your coaches, it's just, don't take a day for granted in that gym. And even when it gets hard, just remember why you're there and maybe find your why and why you step in foot in that gym, just like Carly was talking about. That's what I would give advice for. Just make every day, every rep count, because you never know when it could come to an end. And you want to make those moments count because, I mean, we're all sitting here because it lasted forever. So that's what I would advise.
Spot on.
I'll bounce off of that. You said you talked about finding your why, and I just think it's important when, you know, I played volleyball for 13 years. That's a pretty long time. And I just think it's important to make sure that you remember, like, why you play and just your love for the game, and just keeping that fresh and making sure that you keep that, like, up front when, you know, you're going through a stressful recruiting process, or you're trying to pick a school, or you're trying to make a team. Just remember to keep that, you know, as the main focus of you love the game and you work hard, you love the game, and everything else will fall into place, whether it's a school, a team. Yeah.
And I would just, even to bounce off those, I mean, those were such good points, but I think for me, it's more of the relationship side. I have so many amazing memories on the court with my teammates, but the things I'm going to remember is, you know, taking an ice bath with my teammates, or dyeing my hair with Kool-Aid when I was like 14 years old in the hotel room. And I, like, remember all those things. And even just making relationships with the coaches. I'm on Rachel's 6-man team, like just stuff like that where that's what you're going to remember years down the road. It might be some of those big crazy wins, but most of the memories are going to come from off the court bonding activities that you guys do. So like they both said, don't take anything for granted, because it's like some of the best times of your life.
Kaylee, Carly,
Yeah,
got anything?
I would say, like, kind of going off of that, I would say don't rush it. Like, don't rush the recruiting process. Don't rush choosing a school. I actually didn't commit until senior year, spring of my senior year, and it was the best decision for me in my process. But everyone's process is different. So as far as like in a culture of like comparison and just trying to commit and post a commitment photo, like make sure the school's right for you. Enjoy your teammates. Use your resources. Like we have amazing coaches and staff. Kevin Hodge is amazing, like with connections and stuff. And so I would say use your resources, cherish the time that you have with your teammates, and also realize that the work that you put in now is for your future as well. And so that goes for the people that are also pursuing a career like collegiately. Just because you're committed, you're not done. The work is just starting, and you're starting from ground zero, and it's going to be fun and hard and so worth it if you're willing to put in the time and the energy. So I think that's one thing that a lot of committed athletes forget. And I think it's so important that if you start your work now and keep grinding, like it's going to be so worth it at the end. But don't do it on account and at cost of other people. Just make sure that you're, like Savvy said, like really, really respecting and growing those relationships, because those are the things that are going to get you through the tough times.
Cara, you got anything?
I agree with everyone. I think to kind of just close it out, I mean, really find out like what makes you happy. I know even when I'm coaching little kids, you see so much stress from their parents or trying to get into college or so many other outside sources. And I think at that age, when you're playing club volleyball, I mean, for college, you're playing one team that one night, and then you have, maybe a few days and play again. I remember in club, I mean, you're grinding like 12 games a day if you're making playoffs, and it's just all those like fun memories, like you guys said, that you really don't get after club. And I know it does seem long and hard, and maybe you feel like, club volleyball isn't for you, but I think just finding like deep down what makes you really happy, and something that you can, use for your future, whether it's volleyball or just learning, how to work harder, little things like that. From just playing sports, I think will get you even, working one day. So just what makes you happy. And again, I agree with the relationships. I mean, there's so many intelligent people at Wave, and really like learning how they got there, why they started coaching, or kind of their pathway to how they became successful. Really just communicate with them, and even, parents at Wave, learning what they're doing, maybe internships. I mean, there's so much you can go above and beyond. I think always from the start, we always said like go 110%. So I think that's been a motto at Wave, and really using that, whether it's in volleyball or just outside in life in general, you'll go far.
Really good stuff, guys. I think that the athletes need to hear a lot of this, especially the recruiting process. Once you get through it, like you're basically starting over, which is not to like scare people, but like it goes back to being perpetually dissatisfied with like what you're doing, and use Wave as a stepping stone and use it as a resource and all of the things that come with it. So thank you guys so much for spending some time with me. I love seeing all of your faces, and stay healthy. We'll see everybody later.
Yes.
Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
Rachel, for putting
Thank
this on.
you.